Is your day going well? We are Whythough, and welcome to our podcast series that often begins with why questions based on the first principles thinking method. This approach offers you diverse perspectives on various life issues. To truly embrace life with us, let's dive into this episode. In a few days, the young woman would walk down the aisle. She felt an indescribable mix of emotions. She wished she had an older sister who had gone through it already, someone to tell her what to do and what she would need. Her mind was a tangled mess of thoughts, wondering if everything would go smoothly, what life would be like after turning this new page. She went online, searching for pre-wedding stories. A headline, "The Night Before the Wedding," made her pause. It turned out Shizuka, Nobita, Doraemon, and all their other friends had told her their wedding story long ago. The night before the wedding, Shizuka looked terribly sad, burdened by something she couldn't articulate. It wasn't until her mother told her to go to her father's room and wish him good night before resting for the wedding the next morning that she burst into tears, pouring out all her thoughts to him. "Dad, I won't get married. If I leave, you'll be so sad." "Of course," her father replied gently. "Your mom and I have always loved and indulged you. And you always think you haven't done anything for us. Don't overthink things, my dear. You have given us so many precious gifts. The first gift was your arrival in this world. It was around 3 a.m., and your first cry sounded like an angel's melody. When we left the hospital, dawn was breaking, but above you was a magnificent starry sky. A tiny life, continuing our own, had appeared in this vast universe. Thinking of that, your dad was so moved, tears just streamed down my face. And then you grew up day by day, creating years full of memories. All of them are precious gifts you gave us. Even if your dad feels sad, those memories will warm my heart again, so don't worry about me. Just be at peace." "But Dad, I'm worried. I don't know if everything will be all right." "It will be, my dear. You must believe in Nobita. I believe you are completely right in choosing him. That young man always wishes happiness for others and feels pain at everyone's misfortune. That is the most important thing for a person. He will surely make you happy. You must believe that." Have you ever wondered why Shizuka chose Nobita instead of Dekisugi? Many people believe Shizuka chose Nobita out of pity, fearing Nobita would be sad and quickly give up, then fail. Some also argue that Nobita is the main character, and the male lead always ends up with the female lead. It's the author's intention, the truth of their world, so there's nothing to question. Not a few readers also express the view that Shizuka actually had no choice. It had to be Dekisugi who didn't choose Shizuka, rather than her not choosing Dekisugi. They felt Shizuka wasn't in the same league as someone as perfect as Dekisugi. Dekisugi was too proper, too much of a model citizen, more suited to be an idol than a lover. Dekisugi was too perfect. Shizuka, on the other hand, is a smart girl. A smart girl won't choose a perfect guy. A smart girl will choose someone who gives her a perfect love. With Nobita, Shizuka is always the #1 priority. Meanwhile, Dekisugi is often more interested in learning new knowledge. Although Nobita is clumsy, weak, and timid, he becomes very brave in dangerous situations and can be a reliable, strong pillar of support. This makes Shizuka feel loved, that this boy cannot live without her, that he needs her, and also feel safe when she is with Nobita. With Dekisugi, whether Shizuka is there or not, he would still live just fine. With Nobita, Shizuka finds a pure and enduring affection, a guarantee of simple happiness. Shizuka feels protected, safeguarded, and safe. Nobita always wants to be by her side, always thinks of Shizuka first when he gets a cool gadget, and always brings her the most beautiful memories. Proximity breeds affection, and the human brain always favors what's familiar. In psychology, there's an effect called the mere exposure effect. We tend to like things we are frequently exposed to. For example, you might not like someone at first, but with repeated exposure, you gradually get used to them, accept who they are, and recognize their good qualities. It is this external contact and physical closeness that can easily lead people to fall in love. Nobita and Shizuka went through so many adventures together, enduring countless difficulties and hardships side by side. Of course, feelings would develop. What was Dekisugi doing at those times? Probably at home studying or tinkering with something. One day, an old woman carrying a large bag on her back said that Nobita would make a good husband when he kindly helped her carry the bag across the road. On the eve of his wedding, Nobita was determined to help a lost cat find its owner. He saw his teacher shivering outside and took off his jacket to warm him. He even felt guilty when he accidentally broke a flower branch. That is the heart of a kind person. But don't think that just having such a heart means someone starting at rock bottom still has a chance. A few comforting words might make you believe that if a failure like Nobita can marry a beautiful wife, then you can too, but that's meaningless hope. Life isn't that simple. Nobita was weak, clumsy, lacked academic ability and intelligence, but he didn't stay cooped up at home all day. He went out into the world and participated in adventures. Without those journeys with Doraemon and his friends, Nobita wouldn't have had the environment to show off his prodigious shooting skills. Without those magical worlds, Nobita wouldn't have had the experience of a novice defeating a demon lord, showing compassion by sparing a dragon's life, overcoming fear to return and rescue his friends in danger, or the magnanimous spirit of wanting to save the dream world and rescue lands where he was merely a passerby. He traveled more, experienced more, met new people, and learned fascinating things. From this, his beautiful, kind soul and the good seeds hidden deep within him were awakened and nurtured. He found himself, a version of himself striving to be better. If he had remained content, a basic child in a basic family, living without motivation, dreams, financial independence, or power, stuck in a dull, uninteresting routine, Nobita's life would have been miserable. His friends were few and often looked down on and bullied him. He was constantly scolded and criticized by his teacher and parents as incompetent, receiving no praise, validation, or admiration from anyone. In that case, Nobita would have followed his original trajectory, a lifetime of failure, a lifetime of inferiority. Without new experiences with Doraemon, without the praise from those he saved, without the recognition from the girl he loved, he wouldn't have gathered the confidence to defeat enemies. He wouldn't have overcome selfishness and fear to face difficulties and sacrifice for his friends. He also wouldn't have developed the determination to stand on his own 2 feet when Doraemon left. There's no magical luck here. There are only results that come from change. Nobita wasn't perfect, but he was aware and made an effort to change. That's what's important. His luck came from himself. If he had remained sluggish and lazy as before, no matter how many times Doraemon helped him, by the time the robot cat left, Nobita would have reverted to his old self. But he changed, not for Doraemon, not for Shizuka, not for his future descendants, but for himself. Her father believes that this young man will bring her happiness. What Shizuka's father saw in Nobita was his kindness, his benevolence, and his will. To arrive at such a firm conviction, Shizuka's father must have observed the boy for many years. And when he spoke those words with such clarity, he was undoubtedly certain about the potential of a person who might not start out brilliant but who, he believed, had a bright future. A story meant for children, yet adults glean so much from it. The young woman would cry again, sitting for a long time, thinking of her father holding her hand, walking her down the aisle. Her father had once guided her like that, taking her first steps in life, and this time, too, these would be the first steps on a new journey. She would cry again when her father entrusted his daughter's hand to the man he was counting on for the rest of her life, and how her father would advise that young man what wishes and prayers he would have for his 2 children. My daughter is smart, beautiful, has an interesting job, and even has hidden talents, knowing how to do this and that, so why worry about her husband and children? She would give a wry smile and say, "Your daughter only knows how to be a bit of a pampered princess at home." Her father would laugh heartily, but then continue to advise, "I only wish you find someone compatible, a kind person, and that their family also loves you. My daughter is still naive and foolish, but you are good-hearted, so I hope you find someone gentle, kind, and benevolent to be at ease with, to always feel loved, so your mother and I can rest easy. And you, young man, we didn't have the blessing of bringing you into this world, but please believe that now you are part of our flesh and blood, for you are the young man who will carefully tend the seed we sowed, nurturing it into a green tree that bears sweet fruit for the world." Our daughter was nurtured from her cradle, ate every grain of rice we saved for her, leaned on our shoulder the day she felt a pang of sadness, cried her heart out, saying she was upset that day, perhaps angry with us. We are entrusting you with our most precious gift for your life to flourish. Please accept it, cherish it, love it dearly, for our flesh and blood is only given to another part of our flesh and blood, a bond of love. From tomorrow, you 2 will hold hands, welcome the dawn, sow new seeds to grow as we once did. Then you will understand what it means to be parents. Whether the leaves of the tree are forever green or grow old, they always wish for this seed to sprout. My son, all I ask is that you be kind and love her. The other small things I have taught my daughter to do. Walk together, step by step, because the train won't reach its station if the rhythm of the tracks is off. Then she looked up at the young man, who took her hands from her father's on the aisle. She smiled unwittingly. Mom and Dad, I've found him. Rest assured, Mom and Dad. Dear friends, Whythough is debuting its first book, titled the same as our channel. It's been a long journey, a wondrous adventure, and this trip has taught me so many things. I'm sure I'll need to learn even more on the path ahead. But nonetheless, this is a memorable milestone, don't you think? True to its title, Whythough is a series of why questions from a child still on the journey of discovering herself. I hope these questions can help untangle some of the lingering worries in your heart. The book is now available nationwide. Please drop by and take it home. Thank you for staying with me until the very end.